So you want to own an SRT, maybe the Scat Pack or the Hellcat, an RT, even the 6.1 SRT8 like I got because I'm a broke boy. They are all similar in their own ways, and all these things I'm going to talk about kind of apply across the board to the majority of them. So in today's video, we are going to get in with you guys how much it costs to own an SRT in 2025, specifically for me with this 2006 Chrysler 300 SRT8 that a lot of you guys on this channel know and love. Let's break down everything from maintenance to insurance to gas to repairs to modifications, all of that. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so first things first, a quick one that I'm just gonna drop right away on you guys is insurance for this car. Now, I have insurance through Progressive. I have full coverage insurance. I think I even have like the roadside as well as like towing or whatever. So I basically got like all in with Progressive full coverage insurance. I pay $162 and some change every month. Now, honestly, I don't really know if that's considered high or not. I've personally heard that's a pretty good price, all things considered, for what the car is. I've heard of people paying even over $200, $250, so on and so forth. Now, you also have to remember that insurance literally factors in so many different things about the individual, that person, their age, their history of their driving, their credit score, I think even, where you're located, how much you drive the car, where it's going to be stored at. There is like 1,000,001 different factors that they use to kind of justify how much they're going to charge you each month. So make sure you shop around for insurance, one, and make sure before you purchase the car, you call up and get an idea of how much it's actually going to cost, because a lot of people don't, and then they get the car and they try to insure it and they're like, oh, whoa, that's like another $300 a month. Well, you need to know about these things. So do your homework on this stuff. Do your homework. Come on. And the next thing we're going to talk about and get it out the way is everybody's favorite, man, the price of gas. Now, I'm about to go pull up to the pump right now and fuel this baby up because I don't like it to get too low. But yeah, let's get into it. And that's how much we're paying today for 93 near me. But that is not the original price. The original price was actually $4.49, and I got rewards set up as well as like a little $10 a gallon little Circle K card that I use at Shell. So any little bit helps. Yeah, I took it from $4.49 down a little bit. So, you know, when you're fueling this baby up, any little bit helps. Now, obviously with these cars, you have to use premium. 93 is what you got to use, or close to it. So that's going to be a thing. You're going to be fueling this baby up with premium fuel. So right off rip, it's going to be a little bit more expensive than a normal car. And also the gas mileage, and depending how you drive. So about 55 bucks later and a little over 13 gallons, and we are all fueled up. Now, really quick, I went back in my settings just to pull this up for you guys. I'm actually averaging 13.1 miles per gallon with this car, which is pretty impressive. I didn't think it was going to be that high, especially because I like to kind of get on this thing a little bit and rip it a little bit. Also, just in case you were curious, a full tank puts me at about 239 miles until empty. So my specific car actually has a 19-gallon fuel tank. So in the event that we were completely out of gas and I needed all 19 gallons to fill up, and I had to fill it up with this premium that we just saw was at like $4.49 or $4.50 a gallon, it would cost me about $85.50 to completely fill it up. Now, obviously, depending on your area, where you live, gas prices, they fluctuate per the season, everything. So that's another thing. You just gotta kind of do the math on it. If you're in California or somewhere like that, you are gonna be paying probably a lot more because it's expensive out there. Just in case you were curious, the EPA rated this car back then 13 miles per gallon city, 18 miles per gallon highway, and 15 miles per gallon combined. Now, that is not a definite thing. I mean, obviously, depending on how you drive and everything like that is going to play a role on all that. I've heard of people doing highway driving in these cars getting closer to 21, 22 miles per gallon. Me personally, I'm in the city. I drive it like it's meant to be driven. I like to get on it and do a couple pulls here and there. So I'm not light with my foot, but I didn't buy this car to save gas. So that's another thing for you guys. Don't get these cars. A lot of you guys do this, man, especially on YouTube. A lot of you guys get these cars and you're like, oh man, daily driving a Hellcat is costing me $120 a week in gas. Like, it's like, dude, what do you expect? I mean, it's a 6.2 supercharged V8 that you're working with. you're not gonna, I mean, this is no Prius, you know what I mean? You don't buy these cars to save gas, all right? You buy these cars, big V8, you're trying to have fun with them, you like the rumble, the sound, whatever it is. But it's like, you guys keep complaining about gas. I will not complain about gas, man. I know what I signed up for before I even bought this car. So it is what it is, 13 miles per gallon. Hey, it's not about miles per gallon, it's about miles per gallon. Yay! Oh, and real quick, before we move on, about those cards and everything and signing up and everything, like those rewards, they work, man. So I don't care if it's a Shell, it's a Mobil, it's a Marathon, it's whatever gas station. If they have an app, sign up, because a lot of times just signing up on the app will save you an automatic like 5 cents to 10 cents a gallon. So keep that in mind too. Another pro tip for you guys. See, I'm throwing out free game this video. You better pay attention. Okay, so we spoke about insurance, we spoke about gas and the prices with that, associated with that. And now, instead of you guys just staring at my beautiful chubby Polish face, I'm gonna get out the car to talk about our next points, which is gonna be maintenance as well as modifications. So let me park up somewhere and we will go ahead and get this rolling. So number 3 about owning an SRT in 2025, maintenance. You gotta pay attention with these cars, man, with the maintenance. For example, so before I started filming this video, just out of curiosity, I don't take this car to a Jiffy Lube or a dealership to get the oil changed. I do it myself, or I have Al do it at his shop, where obviously I trust him. But if you're the type of person where you don't want to do your own oil changes for whatever reason and you want to take it to a shop, this car with the 6.1 liter Hemi holds 7 quarts of oil. That's going to be synthetic oil. I called up the local Jiffy Lube by me, just out of curiosity for them to give me a quote kind of on what it would cost to do an oil change on this car. She came out to $150 before tax. So if you are not a person that wants to turn a wrench or do your own maintenance, something as simple as an oil change could run you close to $200 each time you have to do it. It's something to pay attention to, something to think about. The next maintenance thing I want to talk to you guys about are tires. Just because we recently did them, these are the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. Quick side note, if you are in the market for some tires, these are really awesome. I highly recommend them, but that's a topic for another day, for another video. But back to the tires. So these specific ones, I want to say I paid like $320 per tire, roughly. I think it was around there. I went through Discount Tire, and yeah, so $320 per tire, do the math, all 4, that's gonna run you over $1,200 just for the rubber, and then you wanna get them installed. A lot of places, they will do free installation with the purchase of tires, so that's something to look out for. But yeah, I understand these are kind of like the more premium tires to get on these cars, and that is true, but regardless, with how heavy these cars are, the tires they have, and the wheel size, you're gonna be paying. I mean, yes, you might be able to save $200, you know, $250 if you go for a different brand or kind of go a lower quality tire. But regardless, you're gonna be around that $1,000 mark all day long. Especially you guys, like, this is a staggered tire setup, so I can't rotate these. The back tire's bigger width than the front, so I cannot rotate these tires. So it's not like I could really extend the life of them. Once they go, and I'll have to buy another set. So that's something to keep in mind too. Scat Packs, Hellcats, all these cars, man, you're gonna be burning through tires, you're gonna be burning through rubber. 1, they're heavy, and 2, obviously with that torque and that power, a lot of people, they get on these things, they wanna spin the back tires, do your burnouts. I get it. I'm not really a person that does a lot of burnouts in my car, but if you're buying something used, you know, you might be showing up to a Facebook Marketplace Scat Pack buy and the thing has bald tires. So right away, you better start doing the dollar signs and the tallies in your head about how much that's gonna cost. Now, just because we're on the topic and we're looking at them, if you could see there, your rotors as well as your Brembo brake pads. Now, everyone sees the nice, shiny, red Brembo brake pad and they're like, man, I want the Brembos, man, I want the Brembos, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, everyone does, right? They're great, but it's just another thing. They are not the standard price of your regular brakes or regular rotors that you get on a Toyota Camry. They are performance oriented, meaning that they are gonna cost you a premium. They're gonna cost you an upcharge for rotors, for brakes. It's just what it is. I'll throw a screenshot up here of just some listings I find, just some generic stuff I found online. Hundreds of dollars. If you showed up to a car that you're buying and you need to swap out new tires, brakes, and rotors, you are in the thousands of dollars right off the bat just to get
set up with that mechanically. So something to think about. Like I said, I'm not trying to discourage anyone from purchasing these cars. I love them. They're great cars. But as you can see, I am not out here with a Hellcat. I am out here with a 20-year-old 6.1 liter Hemi so that I could have some money on the side and I could do modifications, or I could, you know, pay for the maintenance on this car, because I do not want to be broke trying to afford this car. And like I said, I know there's a lot of people like, you know, you want the Scat Packs, you want the Hellcats, you want the big dogs, but it's like, if you could only afford to make the payment each month, you're setting yourself up for failure. I mean, you gotta be able to swing the insurance, you gotta be able to swing the gas, you gotta have money on the side for, you're gonna wanna modify it, whether it's small stuff, cosmetic, or it's mechanical stuff, and it's just maintenance in general on these cars. You gotta have money on the side, so do not set yourself up for failure. So we talked about the oil changes, we talked about tires, brakes, rotors, spark plugs. I had to do spark plugs on this car, or at least I wanted to do them. When I got the car, it was around 56,000 miles, and it was on the original spark plug, so I wanted to do that. Just alone on these engines, you would think it's an 8-cylinder, so it has 8 spark plugs, but that is wrong. It actually has 2 spark plugs per cylinder. So in spark plugs alone, just in parts, you gotta double it, because you're paying for 16 spark plugs. Fun fact, if you didn't know, now you know. Really quick before we move on, as you can see there, I got the new alternator. I showed you guys that in the previous video. That alternator, it's not an OEM one, it's a different brand. $220 alone for the alternator. So once again, you're buying these cars used, whatever the case may be, there's certain stuff that you're gonna have to eventually do maintenance-wise that's gonna go, and that you're gonna need to replace. Have that money stashed away to the side. Alrighty, and next, last thing, we're gonna kind of get into modifications. Now, I don't really have a lot going on with this car modification-wise. As you can see, I do have the cold air intake here, and then I also have just an oil catch can, which is nothing spectacular. But when it comes to modifications, now a lot of you guys want to lower cars, you want to get an exhaust, you want to slap a tune on, you want to do this, you want to do that. I've been looking at tunes, because that's probably going to be like my first thing I do, is get a tune on this car to really kind of wake it up, a performance tune. The tuning device alone is going to run you about $400. A lot of people, depending on the shop and who you go to, it could cost you anywhere from $150 to $400 to get a proper tune on this car as well. So it's like, just to tune the thing is going to run you close to $1,000, right? Once you get into exhaust, I mean, you do headers, you go all the way back, you do get a Borla exhaust, you get a Corsa exhaust. Guys, please look up the prices of these things, just so you know. This stuff is not cheap. A lot of people, like, I feel like they start looking at cars and they're like, yeah, man, I'm gonna pick this up and I'm gonna slap an exhaust on it, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that. And they don't realize that they're literally talking about like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 worth of work between parts and labor of what they're saying they're going to do. So it's like, it's all stuff we want to do. This baby is stock. I really want to wake her up. I mean, she sounds great stock, don't get me wrong, but I do indeed want to get an exhaust on this in the future. I don't know if I'm going to go the whole cam route and all that stuff, but regardless, I want to do a tune and I want to do a full exhaust on this car. And just with doing the tune as well as the full exhaust, that's probably going to run me anywhere from, I don't know, the exhaust, the tune, that's going to be $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, maybe $7,000 between everything, parts, labor, to get it all set up, dialed in. It's gonna cost, man. You gotta pay to play. That's the name of the game. You gotta pay to play, and it's like, it's stuff that you need to be thinking of or mindful of when you kind of get into this game of wanting to get one of these cars and make it your own. Got my hair looking kind of crazy because of this wind, but like I already said, guys, I'm not trying to discourage anybody from buying these cars. I love it. I love mine. I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's just like, I'm having such a good time doing videos, modifying it, and showing you guys the ins and outs of it, and kind of taking you along on this journey of us building this thing up. But I'm not gonna lie to you either. You know what I mean? This stuff costs money. It's expensive, and it's like, for those of you in the market, I figured I could put this video out for you and kind of show you the ins and outs, at least of my experience and my real life pricing of what I'm paying. So yeah, it's just stuff to think about. Do the calculations at home, you know, sit down, write everything down, break it down by these points: insurance, gas, maintenance, and see what you're able to afford based off your budget and do it the right way. Because you don't want to be in a situation where, like I said, you buy a nice car and you can't even afford to change the oil on it because you're broke. I mean, don't be doing stuff like that. That's backwards. But that's gonna conclude it, guys. The 4 things of how much it costs to own an SRT in 2025. That is all I got for you guys today on this video. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up, drop a comment. And as always, man, if you want to see more SRT8 content, specifically this Chrysler 300 that we're working on, subscribe. I try to post videos as much as I can, so especially over the winter time, I think we're really going to be able to get into those modifications. That's a story for another day. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to enjoy my Saturday. It's beautiful out here. Thank you so much for checking out the content, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace!